dying, aren't you guys? In that case, you shouldn't be fighting at all! That's funny. It seems I have tears in my eyes, but I'm not one bit sad.
You're awake.
Are we there already? That was quick.
Our destination just changed. We were too late to save that colony.
Was it him?
Yeah, he said he'd be destroying a colony in this area next. This carrier's too obvious. We'll proceed from here in the mobile suits. Our objective is to find out how powerful the Gundam is. We'll fight it only if necessary. Got it? But it's Catcher we're up against. There shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Troa, be cautious. Something's not right.
What's the matter?
Don't forget, he just destroyed a colony.
We'll lure the enemy in. Mercurius, you move in independently and attack the enemy on sight. Roger.
Officer Troa, aren't you giving that former Gundam pilot too much freedom?
Don't worry about it. I've got the switch to his self-detonation device right here.
Besides, he's completely focused on the Gundam right now. He clearly sees it as an enemy.
This is pretty awesome. I heard it'll be completed in 1 month. Now the Catcher's back, we're gonna be busy again.
I have no intention of thinking of an unconfirmed Gundam as an ally of ours.
But the Gundam is defeating Oz's troops, right? It's gotta be an ally.
I certainly do hope so. But I've got a bad feeling.
Good job. Sir! Is this where the air supply system for the cells is controlled?
Yes, it's controlled here.
Is that so?
Mr. Tuberov, what are you trying to do?
Cutting off the air supply to the prisons?
I haven't received any such orders. Huh? Are these orders from Colonel Un?
I'm giving out these orders.
Huh?
Nothing to worry about. You're just doing precisely as told, that's all. Lady Un's a bit too soft for her own good.
Oh my, I must be getting old. My knees are feeling weak.
You fool, they've cut off our air.
Goodness, you noticed. Then my efforts were wasted. I just didn't want you old men worrying too much.
I'd say we've got 30 minutes at most.
My only regret is that we weren't able to complete our upgrade of the Death Scythe and the Shenlong.
If you want to die, then hurry up and die. You're wasting air.
You know they hate persistent old men.
But you've got to be persistent to get anything out of life.
Damn! What a dinky way to kill us all off! Man, I sure wish I could have gone to battle today instead of Hiro. What are you doing, Wu Fei? There's no sense studying that now.
Stay calm if you want to live a little bit longer.
We don't stand a chance unless something pretty drastic happens.
I'm doing everything I can just in case that something drastic does happen.
Wu Fei?
Hmm?
Sorry, but I'm gonna throw in the towel. No, this is such a lame way to die. This is so not cool.
The motion sensor detects nothing on the outside.
Do you really think he's here? Couldn't he have already gone to a different area?
No. I'm certain that the Gundam is here.
colony doesn't need things like these at all.
It's here! The Gundam is here! It's inside the colony!
What the colony really needs is a war.
The 3 suits inside the colony have been destroyed. The Gundam is coming out.
Catra, go ahead. Show me what that Gundam can do.
Hero, there's no worry. This Gundam is unparalleled.
Catra, this is Troa. Can you hear me, Catra?
I can hear you, Troa. Don't come any closer, Troa. What did I just say? Don't get any closer to me! Ah!
Hey! Catra! What's going on here?
Troa, outer space has gone crazy. I'm gonna use this Gundam to destroy it all. I have no choice but to destroy all the weapons that have accumulated out here. The colonies are becoming armed, right? That's why the colonies must be destroyed!
What's the matter? Catra! Ah! This isn't like the Catra I know!
Tell the others for me. Tell them to stay away from me. Otherwise, I'll end up killing them. I'm telling you not to get any closer!
Is that all you've got to say?
If everything has gone crazy, then I'll believe in myself and keep fighting. Catra, I'm gonna kill you.
The Mobile Doll Project is another step towards the Romefeller Foundation's conquest. Treize opposes this and decides to step down from his position as the leader of Oz. The Gundam pilots cause a bloodbath in outer space as they continue their mortal battle. During the battle, Troa is thrown out of his suit and drifts into the silent depths of space. Next on Gundam Wing Episode 25, Catra vs. Hero.
Catra! What's going on here?
Tell the others for me. Tell them to stay away from me. Otherwise, I'll end up killing them.
I'm telling you not to get any closer!
Is that all you got to say? If everything has gone crazy, then I'll believe in myself and keep fighting. Catra, I'm gonna kill you.
Catra versus Hero.
The shield won't hold much longer.
Hero, why are we fighting each other? The colonies have teamed up with Oz. They're my enemies now.
Troa, Hero, the colonies are your enemies now too!
Outer space has lost all reason. That's why I'm gonna destroy everything. That's natural, isn't it?
You'll die, Hero!
I don't want to defeat people who are my allies. Please, Hero, get away from here. Hey, are you listening to me?
Catra, I'm not leaving. There's a colony that needs to be defended.
Hero! I can't stand that colony any longer!
We have no communication from Troa Barton's V8 or the Leo unit that are currently fighting the Gundam.
The whole unit, including the Mercurius, may have been wiped out.
And that colony?
Huh?
Is the colony still there?
Yes, so far it's been spared from any significant damage.
That means the battle is still going on. Fighting to protect the colonies is exactly what righteous Gundam pilots would do. Hopefully they'll be able to stop this new Gundam.
We've received these images from the mothership of Leo's unit.
Good. Now send these to the Gundam engineers at the lunar base. We should be able to find out something from them.
But Colonel, at this very moment we're unable to communicate with the lunar base.
What?
Chief Engineer Trubarov, we've just received orders from Fortress Barge to restore communication.
Never mind. We must follow the orders we've received from Duke Dermail to speed up production of the mobile dolls. There appears to be some unrest within Romefeller. Humans cannot be trusted. We are entering an age where the mobile dolls will become our new warriors.
You old guys seem nice and calm, considering that we probably don't have long before the air runs out.
What a way to die, and we haven't even had a chance to get revenge against Oz at all.
I would have loved to have seen that new Gundam that showed up recently, too.
And we have not completed upgrading the Death Scythe in Shenlong. It's such a shame.
Those are my words exactly.
I never would have guessed I'd be dying like this. Hey, Wu Fei. My Death Scythe's pretty cool, don't you think? I'll demolish Oz in no time at all. What's wrong? Are you dead already? Wu Fei, don't be deserting me at a time like this. You gotta stick with me right to the bitter end. Amazing, he's totally stopped breathing. He's in a state of suspended animation. The guy really is unbelievable. Right to the very end, he refuses to give up. It makes perfect sense to me. Who'd want to die like this, huh? The Gundams can't afford to lose at this point. Not now.
I'd ask you to get out of your mobile suit, but you won't, will you? In that case, I'm just gonna have to kill you.
Then get it over with. I have no intention of chatting with an enemy.
That's it then. Goodbye, hero.
Catra! Why don't you realize what a big mistake you're making? Catra!
Troa! This battle is unnecessary.
Troa, the B8's about to explode. Get out now!
You're right. This is the end of the line for me.
Troa! No! Hiro, save Troa! It doesn't matter how it happened, but the colonies have teamed up with Oz. And we have to keep in mind that it does mark the end of a war. At the same time, it means that our missions have come to an end.
From our point of view, it's disappointing that the colonies we've been fighting for have changed their perspectives. That's what happens in wars. We've got no choice but to accept it. The only question left is what happens with the remaining soldiers. What happens within our hearts.
With us Gundam pilots, we were completely trained to be soldiers before we even realized it. When you put everything into a battle, you start to think that you can change the times all by yourself, don't you?
Catra, you're not the only one who feels that way. We all do. But the kinder you are, the bigger the toll it takes on you. We have to fight with ourselves, within our hearts. And we have to do it harshly in order to come to the right conclusions, even if it means our battles to date are meaningless.
We have to acknowledge the facts. The five of us have become nothing more than redundant soldiers, Catra. So now, let's accept it. Turn back into the nice guy I once knew.
I just hope that something triggers your mind and calms you down. Something.
Let me go! Troa's gonna die!
Yeah, and you're the guy who killed him.
Hero?
You've gone crazy, and I'm gonna kill you.
Well, hurry up and kill me, then you can go and rescue Troa!
Pretty half-hearted way to go around fighting. I guess that Troa's death was just a waste. Catra, I am
going to kill you.
Hero! Hero!
Don't be too hard on Catra, Hero.
With the financial power of the Rockefeller Foundation, a revolution in the technological skills of space will now be possible. The system for mass production of mobile dolls is almost in place. As the ruling class to be, we will position mobile dolls in dispute-ridden regions in each country. Thus, gentlemen, we will show the entire world how powerful we are and thereby bring order to the Earth. Is it not time for us to once again create an era where good old traditions are practiced so that we may govern this world properly? Trays, I'm relying on your leadership of Oz.
Duke Dermail, I'm sorry, but I cannot support the Rockefeller Foundation in the path it's taking.
What?
Tradition is a history. It's the history of caring built by deep, true feelings of people. I do think that fighting in battles can indeed at times be beautiful. But at the same time, I'd like to express my regret over the lost souls by appealing to you to recognize how priceless man's life is. I believe what mankind needs is not absolute victory, but a certain demeanor in fighting, an attitude toward fighting. I fear that the era of the soulless weapons called mobile dolls, in other words, the era that the Rockefeller Foundation is creating, may become an embarrassment to the people of the future. I used to think that the ideals of people in the space colonies, such as their highly praised pacifism, were just pitiful complaints born out of their ignorance of tradition.
Hey, listen, Deathside. Don't give up too easily. You're gonna be okay, right?
About to commence the second test.
What's this? Those sparkles. They're my tears.
New warriors were born that surpassed even my ideals, the Gundam pilots.
Father! Father!
You're afraid of dying, aren't you guys? In that case, you shouldn't be fighting at all!
Tradition appears blurred alongside their pure feelings. From a historical point of view, warriors who have lost what they were protecting and were further betrayed by those they were protecting are losers. But they do not recognize themselves as such. Not only that, but they retain a strong will to continue fighting.
I'm doing everything I can just in case that something drastic does happen.
If everything has gone crazy, then I'll believe in myself and keep fighting.
The emotions of those who are thought to be beautiful are always full of sorrow, and honored tradition disappears in the cry of the weak. Winners of a battle will eventually decline in power and become losers, and then those losers will cultivate a new leader.
Trays, what are you trying to get at?
I'm telling you, I want to be a loser.
So you're saying that you want the Rockefeller Foundation headquarters to take Oz out of your control? We don't wish to see any blood. Besides, we must take your distinguished service into account. I hereby confine you to the Rockefeller Foundation headquarters.
With a fancy gun that has long forgotten the meaning of battle, I feel no emotion, even if I were to shoot an enemy right through the heart. It's not that a pure person has no direction. It's that their mind is free.
lunar base is entering the firing range of Barge's beam cannon.
A troop of Taurus mobile dolls dispatched by the lunar base is headed in our direction. They're ready to attack.
Communication with the lunar base restored.
Hello, Lady Ann. Transporting the barge wasn't in today's plans, was it now? The mobile dolls were all prepared to attack you at any time.
A merciless weapon. Is that what the mobile doll is?
Precisely. We've completed our mass production system here now. We've produced superb soldiers that will allow the Romefeller Foundation to exercise order on Earth.
Now I'm starting to understand why Mr. Trey's dislikes the mobile doll so much.
Pardon?
Mr. Trey's fell in love with people, and fell in love with the death of people. Something about death intensely appeals to people's emotions. The emotions that the dead give, denying or affirming battle. High emotions lead to extreme choices. The very act of receiving death is the demeanor of a true soldier.
Isn't that how the weak would think? As a matter of fact, we created these mobile dolls as immortal soldiers, and we are about to build a future of battle that disregards death, and in which death is no longer a factor.
Tuberoff, don't you realize it's not that mobile dolls transcend death? They're doing nothing more than merely replacing those who are afraid to die.
One cannot participate in a war expecting to be defeated.
It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. Emotions are honed by continuing to fight. And a day comes when lost souls are rewarded.
I fail to understand just what you are getting at.
And that is exactly why you and I will be enemies.
Order the mobile dolls to attack Fortress Barge. They'll have their beam cannon targeting this base.
They won't realize Barge is a decoy. I can't imagine the damage Barge's beam cannon will cause to the lunar base. Make it through this, Barge. I will not be too long.
10 Leos have crossed our line of defense.
The gate with minimal security is under attack. The one focusing on Barge.
They know where all of our mobile dolls are situated. That's what makes it so interesting.
Go! Take over the production factory of the mobile dolls!
Where are you going, Colonel?
I'm releasing the Gundam pilots. It's what both Mr. Trey's and I want.
The enemy's not coming after us. Okay, we'll defend this position. Captain! What's the Hey! The new mobile suits are already operating!
I hope I'm not too late.
Even if you're not, we'll be executing them anyway.
Then I'll ask that you include me too. In the past, failure meant certain death at Oz. Go and shoot me, Tuberoff, to confirm what you believe to be right.
Too bad, Lady Ann. You were far too lenient.
As a soldier, yes. But as a civilian, I lived an austere life.
It's only 70% complete. Our abilities to fight are limited. It's amazing enough that we're even alive. We can't be choosy.
Shall we escape?
After we pay them back, huh?
charm of you pilots threw everything out of order. Your pure hearts are suffering in a world where answers cannot be found. Those that think tenderly about you in that situation realize just how powerless they themselves are. They become hasty and are crushed. But please, continue shining, brave warriors, and let me continue loving you.
Hearing of Trey's confinement, Oz soldiers calling themselves the Trey's faction enter a battle with Romefeller. Meanwhile, the Virgo mobile dolls sent to Earth have tremendous assault capabilities. Seeing them as a symbol of opposition, the Foundation orders the execution of the Gundam pilots. Next, on Gundam Wing Episode 26, The Eternal Flame of the Shooting Stars.
Space has lost all reason. That's why I'm gonna destroy everything.
Catra, I'm not leaving. There's a colony that needs to be defended.
Troa!
The five of us have become nothing more than redundant soldiers, Catra.
The Eternal Flame of the Shooting Stars.
Carriers have entered the atmosphere and are approaching us. Their target is obviously this base.
Must be the new models.
Do you think that they're all mobile dolls?
Probably. They're sending a very small number to try and crush this base. But we are members of the Trey's faction, though. We can't be defeated.
Operation Nova. The operation where, upon completion of their mobile doll assembly line, the Romefeller Foundation sends mobile dolls to Earth to try to eliminate the Trey's faction. To gain complete control on Earth, they attack areas where there is a chance of retaliation and force the people to obey the Foundation.
Get as close to them as possible before they use their beam cannons. That's the only way we can win.
The enemy's approaching.
Go get them! Operation Nova? Outer space has a bad habit of sending menacing objects to Earth.
The Romefeller Foundation was successful in its production of unmanned mobile suits known as mobile dolls, developed to increase the Foundation's military power as it took over the world. However, there was a voice from within the Foundation that denounced the use of mobile dolls. The voice of Oz's leader, Trey's Kushranada.
Duke Dermail, I'm sorry, but I cannot support the Romefeller Foundation in the path it's taking.
What?
Tradition is a history. It's the history of caring built by deep, true feelings of people. I do think that fighting in battles can indeed at times be beautiful. But at the same time, I'd like to express my regret over the lost souls by appealing to you to recognize how priceless man's life is.
Trey's objected to the idea of battles which employed mobile dolls and therefore made human presence unnecessary, and he thought to dissolve Oz. However, with the desire to maintain their present force, the higher powers within Romefeller tried to resolve the situation by confining Trey's. This resulted in encouraging a group of Oz soldiers who also disagreed with the introduction of mobile dolls to unite. They called themselves the Trey's faction and rose against the Romefeller Foundation's strategies to rule.
Is that so, sir? It's not going to be easy to deal with the soldiers who respect Colonel Trey's.
Damn that Trey's. We've got more important things to do. Tuberov, this means we're going to have to increase the production of mobile dolls to be sent to Earth.
Not to worry, sir. Things are going quite smoothly here in space. We've managed to capture the new Gundams that showed up as well as their pilots. I shall destroy them right here at the lunar base.
It's possible that the Gundams are being used as a symbol for the rebels. Tuberov, get rid of them immediately.
Yes, sir. Things can only get worse by just confining Colonel Trey's. Our opposition must be eliminated. That's the easiest and the surest way to deal with these situations.
Get out.
Troa, I'm the one who did this to you. Please forgive me, Troa.
We have permission from Commander Tuberov to execute you Gundam pilots. Try that again and you can kiss yourself goodbye.
Hero!
I take it you'd prefer to die here. The Trey's faction!
He's caught up with all the targets. He's extremely fast.
The speed of his reaction surpasses all expectations. Keep testing him.
I'm increasing the simulation level. Lieutenant Trent, Commander Tuberov is on the line.
Right. Commander, this cockpit utilizes a system that penetrates the pilot's brainwaves and increases his combat abilities. Our test pilot is reacting as quick as the mobile dolls, Commander.
Then you haven't been listening to my orders, have you, Trent? The orders I gave were to destroy that Gundam. Because of Lady An's revolt, the 5 Gundam engineers have disappeared somewhere within this base. I can't have you wasting your time.
But sir, I'm convinced this system could be utilized with the Oz mobile suits. We could use this Gundam system.
Our purpose here is to try to completely eradicate the Gundams, you fool! What's the point of depending on its systems? Erase the Gundam from the memories of the universe! Now follow my orders!
Commander Tuberov is betting everything on the mobile dolls. Our hands are tied.
So what shall we do now, Lieutenant Trent?
Strapping it will be quite simple. But there's one piece of data I'd like first. The data on the pilots that can fight at the same level as those mobile dolls.
Good. His brainwaves haven't been affected.
What's this test supposed to determine?
We're checking how the cockpit system of Wing Zero influences the pilot's brainwaves.
There's no problem. That system is flawless.
A decision was made by the Romefeller Foundation to confine Trey's Kushranada, and as a result, Oz's forces have split into 2 factions.
Lady An has been shot. It hasn't been confirmed whether she is dead or alive, but she's regarded as an offender by the Romefeller Foundation now.
The other 2 pilots, Duo Maxwell and Wu Fei Chang, escaped during Oz's internal unrest. However, both of their Gundams are still only about 80% complete.
Only minor adjustments are needed to complete them. With a little time, those 2 pilots should be able to finish the Gundams on their own.
How about Troa Barton?
He's been missing in action since the Bay-8 was destroyed. Probably dead.
The possibility of his surviving is quite low. Our force will be diminished, but there isn't anything we can do about that.
And that's the present situation we're in. Did you get all that, Hero?
Got it.
Now, I'll explain the situation with the Trey's faction on this base.
Wait a minute! Please look into Troa Barton's whereabouts. I know he's alive! There are lots of colonies in that area. I know he'll be able to make it through. I just know it.
That's some personality.
A little questionable for a soldier, though, wouldn't you say?
That's why the Gundam Zero ended up in the hands of the enemy, even with that system installed.
What?
The system has a device which amplifies and controls brainwaves associated with fighting and brings about battle results greater than the pilot's normal skills could achieve on their own.
It would have been all right if the pilot saw Oz as the enemy, but the mind-warping side effects of the system caused an error in his target.
The fact that the pilot was incomplete as a soldier resulted in his attacking his own allies. Extremely regrettable.
Especially considering that with the combined power of the V8, the Mercurius, and the new Gundam, the lunar base could have been demolished all at once.
Because of the training you 5 have undergone, your physical power and tactical imagination in the art of war are no less than perfect. But we find that as soldiers, you're mentally far from perfect. This latest incident has brought that flaw out into the open.
You must become the perfect soldiers, otherwise you won't survive the golden age of the mobile dolls. Or if you'd rather, go insane! That's what wars do to people.
What's your opinion of Wing Zero's system?
I had no idea. I never knew that unit had been completed. I was focusing more on the large beam cannon and didn't pay as much attention to the system installed in the cockpit.
The beam cannon hasn't been retrieved yet. The main weapons right now are the beam saber and the wing Vulcans on its shoulders.
You planning to fight, Hiro?
In either case, we can't leave Gundam Zero in the hands of the enemy.
Hiro, I've been wondering who our allies are and who our enemies are in this war. I get confused thinking about it.
Catra. The ones after your life, and the targets you aim to defeat are always the enemy.
Yeah, but what if you find out you were mistaken?
Catra, we're not mistaken about this. But it's possible this period of war has gone nuts.
They've located the gates to blocks A and B.
A large number of soldiers are headed this way.
Members of the Trace faction, we have surrounded your hideout. I must say I have some reservations about fighting against former comrades without first talking things over. I think we can avoid senseless bloodshed.
We are completely surrounded. So I take it that means they want to negotiate with us.
First of all, I can't promise to release all of you. However, I guarantee that you will all live, as long as we can cooperate with each other. I didn't know that you doctors were in there as well.
So what are your demands?
We'd like you to hand over the Gundam pilots to us, because we want to record combat data on the Gundam.
It looks like they noticed. I'm sure the system is just as attractive to Oz.
There's no choice. We will surrender the pilots. Huh?
Unfortunately, I don't think I can save your lives, doctors. Headquarters was pretty adamant about their decision.
We've been fortunate to survive this long, but I guess this ends our lucky streak. I'm prepared for the worst.
First, they want us as hostages.
Well, that's a good way to treat us. But the fact that we're being held as hostages isn't going to stop Hiro.
Hiro, is there a problem?
Not really. Tell them to get started.
Right. Make them fight against the mobile doll data.
Yes, sir. It's at a high level. He isn't a Gundam pilot for nothing.
He's better than the mobile dolls?
He hasn't reached his limit yet.
Check his fastest reaction.
A system that can beat mobile dolls. To say that humans are unnecessary in a battle? Hiro, it's human beings that fight against each other. But those humans are now depending on machines to gain their strength to fight. Hiro, it's mistaken. This Gundam is a mistake.
These combat abilities are extremely high. It's amazing.
Who are my enemies? My enemies are the ones after my life.
What? Hiro!
Hey, remember, we've hostages!
Hiro!
Get me more mobile dolls!
Yes, sir!
Hiro! No, you're not Hiro!
My enemies are the ones after my life, and the ones that toy with my life. They're all my enemies.
Hostages don't mean anything to those guys.
That's because we created targets for Hiro to fight against.
Oz and ourselves aren't needed in outer space.
That system disrupts the cerebration balance that's in the human psyche.
And the fact that we're trying to use it to beat the mobile dolls proves that our minds have already been warped by it.
Well then, shall we go?
To get ourselves killed?
As long as they're defeated in the end during this war.
Please contact Commander Tuberoff for backup now!
We can't tell him of this blunder that we've created, you fool!
What is that, Lieutenant?
Stop! What are you doing? I'm telling you to stop!
You people don't want to die here, do you? gonna stop him from attacking!
What?
He might destroy this entire base! Troa himself said there's no sense at all having just one pilot go running amok in a mobile suit. This war will never come to an end if people keep trying to fight it all by themselves. Hiro, that cockpit increases your fighting abilities. But at the same time, you lose control. If I lost control because of that cockpit, then I've lost something important because of a worthless piece of machinery. I don't want to lose any more of what's important to me.
Catra, I've got a very clear view of the enemy. If you're going to be an enemy, then I'm gonna have to kill you.
That Gundam is all on its own, but we mustn't fight alone, right? You lose sight of the target when you fight by yourself.
I can see my target. I see my enemy.
There's still a self-detonation system left in this suit. If you won't stop fighting, I will destroy these two mobile suits right here. These mobile suits are the least necessary things in outer space right now. But there's something else that outer space needs even less.
Outer space needs the Gundams, and I'll fight to defend outer space.
We aren't needed. We aren't needed in outer space, Hiro!
Huh? What? What's the matter with me?
We mustn't fight each other. It's just not right.
We mustn't fight each other. It isn't right. Lena.
Are you okay, Hiro? Who is it? Is it someone from Earth? Am I right? Hiro, let's go to the Earth. The Earth was very kind to us all.
We ended up surviving again, and so did this guy. Is it necessary for the future? We'll leave that for the next pilot to decide. They're not about to be defeated by this suit. They'll prevail.
The rise and fall of the victorious endlessly repeats itself, and people get tossed around by a history of disputes. Caught within the flames of war, the Gundam pilots wander without a destination. What did they lose? What were they able to gain? And what words does Relina have after observing them? Next, on Gundam Wing Episode 27, The Locus of Victory and Defeat.
We aren't needed in outer space, Hiro!
We mustn't fight each other. It isn't right.
The Locus of Victory and Defeat.
That's right. I still don't know where Hiro has gone. Please don't laugh, Father. Because I can still hear Hiro's voice even to this day. Trust me, Father. I believe that he'll one day arrive at the Sank Kingdom. I wonder how long it's been. How much time has passed since we met. It was during my shuttle flight with Father on our way back to Earth. Father, what is that? That was when I first came across that shooting star that went by the name of Hiro Yui and was full of the colony's hopes.
One more to go.
This is where everything started. My codename, Hiro Yui. I was given one mission: to destroy Oz.
He's still just a young boy.
Did you see?
See what?
They're down there! Hurry! Hey, who are you?
My name is My name is Relina Dorlin. What's yours? Until then, I enjoyed a world of happiness, not knowing what was going on in the world, and not giving anything back to society. But meeting him greatly changed my destiny. Hey, that's him.
My name is Hiro Yui. It's a pleasure.
I'm sure that's him. Here you go. It's an invitation to my birthday tomorrow. I hope you'll be able to make it to the party. But why?
I'll kill you. I wasn't the only Gundam pilot that was part of Operation Meteor. There was also Troa Barton, pilot of the Gundam Heavy Arms. Katra Rababa Winner, pilot of the Gundam Sandrock.
This isn't right. It's not. You and I shouldn't be fighting each other. Put your hands down. I was the first one to surrender and come out, remember?
Did all that damage to the base by himself?
A woman? Now it makes sense.
Wu Fei Chang, pilot of the Shenlong Gundam.
Coming from... It's the enemy! The enemy's here!
And Duo Maxwell, pilot of the Gundam Death Sight.
Hiro, what are you doing? Tell me. Just who are you, anyway? Those are torpedoes, aren't they? I can tell. I want to know who you are. Talk to me, Hiro. Hiro.
You're in over your head.
It's pretty obvious to anyone that you're the bad guy here. Are you all right, lady? Huh?
Hiro, are you okay?
Don't overdo it. Remember, you're injured.
Stop it! What do you want to shoot him for? What in the world is that?
Don't look, lady. Now, I'm sure you've got your reasons for being here, but you better just walk away. Save yourself a lot of grief. You haven't had enough?
I don't consider the other Gundam pilots my comrades. I've never had any comrades from the start. Just like Relina, this guy who calls himself Duo is no more than an obstacle to completing my mission.
Finally, everything is finished. Mission complete.
Father, that was when you strongly wished for peace between Earth and the colonies.
We've heard everything you've had to say. I'd like you to leave the room now, Vice Foreign Minister.
Isn't it about time you people realized the ones posing the most threat are none other than yourselves?
And Father, you flew with me to space once more. That turned out to be your last gift of kindness, to show me just how beautiful the Earth was. God, Father! What are you going to do with my father, huh?
Relina,
Father.
I have a confession to make, Relina. I'm not your biological father. You've got to believe what I'm telling you. Your real name is Relina Peacecraft. You're the daughter of the Peacecraft family that was so well known for its total commitment to pacifism.
Father, that's not possible!
Relina, watch out for the Oz organization.
Don't die on me! No, Father! No!
Delete files on Hiro Yui at the St. Gabriel Institute. Transfer procedures complete.
Are you off to fight again? Where's your next mission, Hiro? I'd come across too many of his secrets. But the fact that Hiro was a Gundam pilot, sent from the colonies, might have had a greater influence than my own personal situation, in regards to how I was going to live out the rest of my life. Hiro, I know too much about you. Are you still gonna kill me?
Yeah.
I didn't want to die with no answers, but now it's different. Now I know how you feel when you fight.
Huh?
And that's because I'm on your side now.
Huh? On my side? What in the heck am I thinking? I'd be better off if she died, wouldn't I?
What's wrong with me?
Please, Hiro. Don't run away from me. Marshal Noventa, Chief Commander of the United Earth Sphere Alliance, was pushing for peace with the colonies and was planning a significant reduction in armaments. However, the Commander-in-Chief of Oz, Treize Kushrenada, used shrewd tactics in his release of information to lure the Gundams to the New Edwards base and trick them into killing the leaders of the Alliance military.
Now, young man, don't be foolish.
The second act has just begun. We'll be busy.
Operation Daybreak. This well-planned coup d'etat allowed Oz, with its soldiers posted at Alliance military bases under the guise of special soldiers, to overthrow the Alliance in one day.
Just see for yourself. It's a revolution.
The era of the Alliance has ended. Our Oz organization must give birth to a true alliance on its own.
In addition, Colonel Un proposed a plan to transfer the Taurus space mobile suits to the Siberia base. However, this was also a deceptive operation aimed at annihilating the Gundams all at once.
Do you think that the other Gundams will come?
We can't win by ourselves. But I'm positive the others will come.
You wish!
He's fast.
We'll fight for recognition of superiority.
You are a Gundam pilot. I'm sure that'll suit you.
Who would have guessed Gundams had this much power? Get Space Fortress barge online.
Calling all Gundam pilots. We are now positioned to stage an all-out missile attack on the colony. I demand all pilots to surrender at once and hand over your Gundams.
They've targeted the colonies!
And hand over our Gundams?
Sounds like Oz's tricks. You guys can fight! Well, can't you?
Attention, Oz. I never would have imagined that you people could be so incredibly foolish. In your eyes, inhumane moves such as attacking the colonies are just, if that's what it takes for you to come out victorious, right? I surrender, but I will not hand over the Gundams. I repeat, I surrender, but I will not hand over the Gundams.
Mission accepted.
Off to fight again, hero. The Romefeller Foundation sought to maintain peace through its conquests. That may be possible as long as they keep winning battles. However, as Relina Peacecraft, the present leader of the Sank Kingdom, I cannot allow them to reign at the cost of many people's lives.
I was defeated. My hands were tied since the colonies were being used as a shield. However, Zex repaired my Gundam in hopes that we could end our unfinished battle in Siberia. The battle took place in Antarctica. I refused to accept charity from Zex and challenged him in Troa's Gundam Heavy-Rose. But this battle, a battle between a man looking for something to protect and a man who had lost all means by which to protect, had no meaning to it.
Mistakes of the past are difficult for anyone to swallow, but we're still young. We should be thinking of building the future. I wanted to put an end to this meaningless fight, hero.
Has it begun?
Now that's more like it.
This'll finish you off!
Hero! Stop this battle immediately!
Just see for yourself how dirty and foul battles really are.
No! If you're a true warrior and a true knight of peacecraft, you couldn't possibly use such foul play!
Relina, there's a call from Lieutenant Noin.
Miss Noin, I completely misunderstood you. I thought you were sincere.
Precisely. I deserve your contempt, but I can't help it. Because I believe in Colonel Zex. I'm not about to go interrupt anything he plans on doing.
Hero, defeat that man!
Stop it! Relina! No matter what destiny awaits you, you mustn't do anything as deplorable as wishing for the death of your own brother.
Brother? He's my brother? I learned then, for the first time, that Zex was my own brother, Milliardo.
A number of attack carriers are approaching us from 3 o'clock.
They're here.
Can you hear me, Hero and Zex? There are about 30 suits in flight. 100 if they unload all Ares suits from the carriers.
I'll attract them all myself. Glory to all the colonies.
Hero, we'll meet again to continue.
No, Zex!
Next time I fight him, will I be fighting against Zex Marquise or Milliardo Peacecraft? Whichever it may be, I'll defeat him if he's gonna stand in my way. If he's an enemy, I'll kill him.
I haven't seen Hero or my brother since then. Now, with Oz splitting into 2 factions and continuing with their foolish battle, the world is proceeding along the path to chaos. But I'm confident that you will appear before me, Hero, to end this war. Hero! I'm waiting for you to come back to me, Hero!
As long as mankind exists in this world, there will always be battles, and denouncing battles will never lead to peace. Trey's Kushrenada has disappeared from the center stage of history. However, while destinies slip past one another, Trey's begins to proceed with new plans. Next, on Gundam Wing Episode 28, Passing Destinies.
Terribly sorry, Your Excellency. This country road will continue for some distance.
No, I'm actually perfectly satisfied with this beautiful display of nature. And there's no need to worry yourself about me. I'm a defeated man and no longer your leader.
Sir.
Does all of this area belong to the Romefeller Foundation as well?
Mm-hmm.
Initially, the Romefeller Foundation used its financial power to protect this environment. My support for that attitude is precisely why I built the Specials Unit within the United Earthsphere Alliance. But then those young warriors with rebellious wings placed themselves before us.
Passing destinies.
Gundams. The mobile suits made from Gundanium alloy and sent from the colonies. The high-level pilots of these Gundams soon challenged me.